Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's No Bull Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from Cellar Brewing Company out of Sarver, Pennsylvania, which is in the northeast suburbs of Pittsburgh. This is only the second review I've done for these guys. The first one was it was a Belgian double they made that was aged in red wine barrels with Brett, and it was really, really good. So I'm excited to do a review for this. I did try this on tap at the brewery. That's basically why I got cans of it, but I haven't opened any cans yet. And that was a couple weeks ago, so I'm curious to see how this is. So it doesn't say the name on the front. It just shows this picture, which I guess is a cacao bean. But it just says it's just called Cocoa Bean Sweet Stout. So it's a sweet stout with, I guess, cacao nibs. And it is 5.0 ABV. So let's crack it open and see what we got. And I was honestly blown away by how good some of their beer was. And it was all really good. It wasn't like the best beer I've ever had in my life, but it was all really, really good. And absolutely a brewery that I would support if I still lived in Pittsburgh or if I ever moved back there. But the reason I was so shocked is it was by far good enough that I can't believe I hadn't heard anyone talking about this brewery. It is kind of out of the way, but still, they made everything I had was really, really nice and clean and well done. So I'm glad that I finally got to try it out and get some of their beer. Anyways, this pours that's a pretty dark brown to black color with slightly less than one finger's worth of a beige head. Sorry. Eyes itchy. It's interesting because it's called Cocoa Bean Sweet Stout. And I am getting a little bit of chocolate, but I'm actually getting like some vanilla too. But it smells like it's a little nutty too. It smells like it's going to be really creamy though, which doesn't make any sense now that I say that. But the aroma is reminding me of other like creamy chocolate or vanilla stouts I've had, I guess. Pretty good. Like I said in the aroma, I'm getting like pretty strong vanilla characters, so I don't know where the cocoa bean comes in. And that's kind of what I was getting when I had it on tap too. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I actually like it. I think it's good, but it's not really what the description would lead me to believe that this was going to taste like. But it is a really, really nice, clean stout. It's a little sweet, but I mean, it's a sweet stout. It's the style of it. But it has a nice underlying roasty character to it. And I was trying to remember. There was this reminded me specifically of a beer, and this is huge accolades because this brewery is not this brewery, but the brewery I'm comparing it to, in my opinion, is one of the most talented breweries in the country. They don't go very much out of their own little narrow niche of what they do, but everything they do is super clean, really good. But it reminds me of, I can't remember if it's Mean Old Tom or King Tut. I think it's all King Tut. One is like a porter, the other one's a stout with vanilla beans. One's a stout, one's a porter with vanilla beans. I can't remember. I think it's Mean Old Tom, but if that is what it is, whatever one has vanilla beans, I think it's Mean Old Tom. excuse me, this really, really reminds me of that. And that is, I mean, I spoke to one of the brewers when I was there. They definitely, they don't just live in the little scope of Pittsburgh. I'm sure they're aware of Maine Brewing Company, and they would take that as a huge compliment if they heard me say that. It's pretty highly carbonated too, which I don't know. Like, I wish it was a little less carbonated, but to me that's just a personal preference. That is not a knock on the quality of the beer at all. I generally prefer, unless it's like saisons or something like that, I generally prefer lesser carbonation in beers. So, but by saying that, I'm just being completely nitpicky. But this really does remind me of Mean Old Tom. It's just a really nice, clean, somewhat dry stout underneath. It has that bright vanilla, and I am getting a little bit of like dark baker's chocolate underneath. It's just so weird to me this is called cocoa bean sweet stout. I feel like there has to be vanilla in this. Because I don't know, that's what I'm getting. I can't imagine that it's just chocolate or cacao nibs and somehow it's coming off as vanilla. I don't know. But either way, this is really tasty. It's awesome, and it's only 5%. It's a nice, easy drinking beer. And that's why that Mean Old Tom to me, is similar, because same thing. With that, it's a lot. Maine stuff is pretty expensive. Obviously you're getting it distributed unless you live in Maine, so that's part of the reason. But I guess those ones aren't quite as expensive as some of the hoppy stuff, but they're still like $9 for a 500 milliliter, whereas this was $4 for a pounder. So I would much rather drink this. And I'm not shitting on Maine. Like, the quality of their beer is fantastic, but some of it is pretty pricey. But I would definitely buy this again. If I wanted... Again, I'm assuming that there's vanilla in this, because that's the big flavor for me. But if I wanted like a really simple, non-artificial tasting, like vanilla stout, lower ABV, this is what I would want. So I would say for what the beer is, the ABV, the style that it's trying to be, and what's added to it, I don't see how they could have possibly made it better than they did. So that is, in my opinion, that's a really good compliment, and I would definitely buy this again for sure. Like I said, it's $16 for a 4-pack, $4 a can. Really tasty stuff. I'm actually excited that I still have 2 more cans left. I'm going to send these as bonus cans to some other people who probably never heard of this brewery, and then will be pleasantly surprised. So, yeah, another great beer from Cellar. I can't wait to they start canning / bottling some wild stuff, which I heard is in the works. They also released an IPA can recently, but I'm not up there, and I'm not going to pay for someone just to send me a 4-pack, so unfortunately I'll miss those. But I'll definitely be trying to get them if I'm up there, and if they do anything else, I would greatly appreciate someone grabbing them for me, because I'm really excited about this brewery right now. But I think that's all I got on this one. Please like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.